All right, this is part 4 of I'm going to call it the match details, the match details episode. All right, so I think what I figured out was I think our database design was a little bit off. So in match details, I actually changed it to just be match and team. So match and team kind of combine up to make a bridge table between the matches and the teams. Okay, so there's our bridge table right there. Okay, and then from that, I make a shooter match scores. Okay, and here I just say, give me, obviously this auto incremented, again, auto incremented, so auto incremented. Okay, and I say, just give me the shooter, the match, and the scores from the one shooter CSV, the boy shooter CSV. Okay, so the boy shooter CSV is first name, last name, team, and score. Okay, and I want to get into this one. So if we look at the browse the data, I want to be able to say sort by score. Okay, and by team. Okay, so team and score. So right here's the team, and or this is the match ID. Okay, and I could do the same thing. I'd be like, okay, give me the shooter ID and base it off of the team, and give me the scores. Okay, so I have all the information I need right here. Okay, I actually could probably put team ID into this shooter match also, and it would make it a little bit easier for one less join later on if I just added the team here. So to do that, I would just simply go back to the database structure and go here and just say, you know what, just to make it a little bit easier, we'll modify that table and add a team ID. Okay, just team ID, just like that. Okay, and then when we go back to browse our data, we'll say this shooter is on this team, and it will just make it so much easier to do the SQL statement. I can say, give me group by team ID and give me the best shooter's name based off that. So it would just make it so much easier just to keep that here instead of writing a whole bunch of join statements. But let's take a look at the PyCharm and see how that actually would work. So in the first one, the add match details, you would just grab the dialog, the match that has the two, the team name and the match, put it into a row, and then you would select out of that the match ID, where match name equals to the match name. So you're grabbing the ID, and then inserting it into match details. Pretty basic, okay? And then on the next one, you're telling it to you're going to use the shooter's file path. Okay, so whatever the shooter one is, which for your project would be like the runners. Okay, boy runners, girl runners. So you'd get the runners. Okay, and then from there you would say, give me first name, last name, team, and score. Put all of them into a row. Okay, grab all those out, and then from there you would select the team ID, where team name equals team name. You would select the match ID, where match ID equals team name. Select match ID from match details, where team. So that's because we have that match details that has the team name. Okay, so that kind of links that up. And then the last one, we select shooter ID, where first name and last name equals the shooter. So you grab all those out and then just dump it right into this one. And we would add one more to that to get the team ID, which we already have. Okay, so we already got the team ID here, and we were just using it to get the team ID, right? So insert into shooter ID, match ID, score. So to add team ID, which we already have, select team ID, return team ID. Okay, so we could technically just say right here, team ID, like that, and then put in comma, question mark, like so. Okay, and then down here, instead of int score, we're going to have it at the very end, right? So this close, imagine right here, and we'll say comma, space, and we'll put in team ID, and let's also make that one 0. Okay. Team ID equals 0. Team ID 0. Yep, team ID 0. Okay, let's just see if that right there will work. So I'm going to go back to my database, and I'm going to delete all of these out of here. Okay, so delete those records, and write the changes, minimize, stop, and then I'm going to run my app again. And I come over here, my scores. So I added a button for add scores, and I want to take shooters to put all the scores in. And it says they were added successfully. So we come back and refresh, and there's our scores. And now we have the team ID. So now we can go like, give me the best teams, or give me the scores for the teams. And it's all right there. So with the team ID being inside there. Okay. So I hope that helps. It should help quite a bit by having that better database structure. Okay. Sometimes as you're working through problems, you just need to adjust the structure. So I have match details, which includes the team and the actual event that was done. And then I have teams, and then I have the matches. Now here under matches, I had an idea that for matches, I'm not going to include the gender in the actual match, like girl and boy, because in the database itself under the shooter, I have gender here. And it'd be so much easier just to put everybody into the same match, male and female. And then in the SQL statement, when I run my report, just say, give me the top 25 males. Give me the top 25 females. And give me the top teams that have at least 5 females on the team that have a score. Okay. So just keeping gender here is probably a lot easier than adding a whole bunch of different matches when the only difference was gender. Okay. So I just kept the matches, the races like this, and then but under the shooter match scores, a lot of that stuff we can just say, where the shooter ID is this, the first name is like that, but then the gender is equal to male. So anyway, I hope this really helps. I know it's only 7 minutes. It actually took me about probably like 2 hours to try to figure this out, because I was trying to get it down and get it down and get it down to like what the problem was, and it kept throwing weird errors because databases are very important, and you got to make sure the database is actually designed correctly from the get-go.